Okay, welcome back to the United Pubcast, the podcast of the Man United Supporters Club here in Sydney for something a little bit different on your Christmas Eve, whether it be Christmas Eve evening here in Sydney or Christmas Eve morning over in Manchester or wherever you are watching. Something a little bit different, a full house with us for a bit of pub trivia, a pub quiz type thing to lighten the mood a little bit before football returns, hopefully returns. But as you can see, we've got a full house here of members from the Man United Supporters Club. Everyone knows, obviously, Josh and George, who have been on plenty of times, but also Sam, who's a member of the Supporters Club and new right winger of our team, of our Supporters Club team, had a good game. But more importantly, Sam, regardless of that good game against Watford a couple of weeks ago, you did provide the full-time beer. So I'm just wondering, I saw you did have a swig of something before. What's on the menu tonight? What are you drinking?
Same sort of thing from work again, but the XPA. It's probably my favorite, but just been drinking too many of the lager that I bought last time.
Well, Josh, I just seen here, Josh, I went to the bottle shop earlier and I went for the Stone and Wood, but I forget what the one I usually have, Pacific Ale, was out. I've gone for the Cloud Catcher. Not too bad, but the first time on it.
I mean, that's a good one. I mean, you've got to be careful. I can take into consideration that all the shops are closed tomorrow, so I've had to do the massive beer order today. We've actually gone for cider today. I think when it's a little bit above 30 degrees, I have to go for something sweet, keep you refreshed.
Yeah, no, definitely. But hopefully everyone does have a very good Christmas tomorrow, Australian time, or wherever you are watching. Everyone keeps safe and has a good time with their family. But as I said, you can see by the title, it is a bit of a trivia. We'll go through the rules and everything, but feel free to play along at home. So grab a pen, grab a bit of paper, and get your answers in the comments, or just keep score on a bit of paper at home. Whether you want to Google and cheat, feel free. And if you are watching on delay, just leave maybe score it in the comments below once you've done completed the quiz. That'd be good. Let us know your score. If you want to tell everyone you got 100%, feel free. But honesty is the best policy. What we'll do, I haven't even counted. I think there are around 20 questions. First 5 will be multiple choice, and there is a different range of sort of easier questions / harder questions. So I've tried to find a balance. Doing trivia is quite a hard skill, trying to find that balance of how to make the questions not too easy and not too hard, etc. So hopefully everyone gets something out of it. Obviously some tough competition. George and Josh obviously extremely good on the trivia. And George, I'll give you these questions and answers off the top of my head. So if there are any formal protests, I'll allow you one formal protest if you want to dispute any answers. Agreed?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. So here, good evening, Adam. Obviously members of the Sporting Club. I hope you're keeping well. Can you phone a friend? Well, I think that one of the friends you've been calling, Adam, is George, who is on air. But maybe John's in the comments. Maybe John can help you out. But if you're at home, feel free to bend the rules a little bit. But we will get into it. And the way we're going to do it, I'll give these lads in here maybe 10 or 15 seconds to shoot me through an answer in private. And then I can read that, and then we'll go through the answer type thing. But I'll bring the screen up here, and I'll just push us to the side, and we'll get cracking. So as you can see, the Pubcast Christmas Quiz. And boys, if you have your phone open, not phone in regards to Google, but your phone to send me a message. And here is the devil I was speaking of. John, good evening, mate. Obviously loves a little bit of trivia. Hope you're keeping well. And we'll get into it. So these boys are going to send me a quick message on Facebook on their answer, and I'll let you know who gets the correct answer or not. So question 1, boys, have your phones ready? And remember, the first 5 are multiple choice. And make sure you get your answers in the comments in the live chat as well. So question 1, off we go, is let's hope this let's hope this PowerPoint presentation works. And question 1 does come up here. Let's see. But question 1 starting now. We'll go, which player has the most red cards at Manchester United? A, Roy Keane, B, Nemanja Vidic, C, Nicky Butt, or D, Paul Scholes? So obviously those 4 players, no stranger to a red card, but which player has the most red cards at Manchester United? So there's a few close ones there, but make sure you get your comments in the live chat as well. Maybe a favourite red card of the player, etc. But I'm going through the answers here, and there is one correct answer, and it is George, Roy Keane. So Roy Keane has 11 red cards. I think there's 7 straight red cards, and there was 3, I think, second yellow red cards. So Roy Keane is the player with the most red cards at Man United. So we'll go on to question 2. So obviously there's the answer. I should have gone through to that. So Roy Keane, that's a famous red card against Manchester City and Alfie Haaland. So it'll be interesting if Erling Haaland has seen that picture and maybe impacts his decision to join Manchester United. But question 2, David Beckham scored from halfway against Wimbledon. What shirt number was he wearing? 24, 14, 10, or 7? So we all remember the goal from halfway. But what shirt number was he wearing? Josh has got it right. Sam has got it right. And George has got a right. Full house there. Obviously, the famous number 10 shirt. Obviously, Eric Cantona was playing for Manchester United that season, so David Beckham had the number 10. I knew Adam would know that one. I think he's got about 12 of those David Beckham shirts. An absolute classic.
Very good from Josh to remember that question from the last time he was on this trivia.
Well, so some of these, obviously members of the Supporters Club will know I'd run a little bit of trivia for Supporters Club meetings. So some of these questions may actually double up, which George and Josh, they might it might be fresh in the memory sometimes, occasionally. But hopefully I've sort of recharged the batteries a little bit. But question 3, who made the most, or not who made the most, who made more appearances for Manchester United? Rio Ferdinand, Roy Keane, Michael Carrick, or Wayne Rooney? It's obviously not the most. Obviously, Ryan Giggs is at the top. But who made more out of these players? Ferdinand, Keane, Carrick, or Rooney?
I feel like changing mine actually now.
Feel free to change if you want. You've got 5 seconds to change if you want. You're going to stick. We have 2 correct. So George and Josh get that one correct with D, Wayne Rooney. So he obviously was at the club for a long time. I think a lot of us forget how long he actually did stay on. He obviously did join quite early, but he's in there.
It was 559 appearances, if I'm not mistaken.
I have it down. Very good, George. Correct. 559 appearances. I do have that one down. But we will move on to question 4, which I do have this stat here as well, George, if you do get it right. But who scored more goals for Manchester United? A, David Beckham, B, Eric Cantona, C, Steve Bruce, or D, Robin van Persie? So make sure you're getting your comments in, or at least keeping score at home, because a few boys are doing quite well here. And the answers are in, and we have one. Was Josh changed it? No, Josh has gone. Yep, there we go. Okay, so one correct answer. It is George. David Beckham has the most goals, 85 goals. So I threw Steve Bruce in there because obviously Steve Bruce did score a lot of goals, but it was quite close between the other ones. But David Beckham, and I think a lot of that, again, like Wayne Rooney, just came down to longevity. Obviously, he wasn't a fantastic goal scorer, or obviously scorer of great goals, but he was there for a long time, which obviously he did rack up the goals. So question 5 and the last of the multiple choice. Who was the youngest player to score for Manchester United in the Premier League? Mason Greenwood, Josh Harrop, Marcus Rashford, or Federico Makeda? So who was the youngest player to score in the Premier League? So in the Premier League era for Man United. Answers are in, and we're having a clear front runner at the moment. George is got that one correct. Correct answer, George. Federico Makeda against Aston Villa. It was by a couple of days. I think it was about a week or 2 weeks or something. Beat Mason Greenwood, I think, was the second youngest. But yeah, Federico Makeda is the youngest scorer in Manchester United Premier League history. So that is all the multiple choice questions. Let us know in the comments how you're going in regards to Adam reckons he's on fire. So George is on 5. He's leading the race at the moment. But we'll move on to the other questions now. And depending on the question, I'll go maybe give you a bit more time rather than just the 10 seconds and maybe a little bit more discussion type thing around it. But these are the multiple choice are over, and now we'll get into some questions. Maybe if you need hints or something, maybe I can throw those out for a couple of bucks type thing if need be. But we'll go on to question 6. So Ryan Giggs and Sir Bobby Charlton are top of the list for Manchester United appearances. But which player is third on the list? So which player is third in Manchester United history for appearances? Just waiting for these answers to come in. Another correct one for George. Josh is also correct there.
I could have a shocker here.
Sam, incorrect there on that one. First 2 boys, Paul Scholes. So Paul Scholes, again, or had the 2 spells it's hard to say 2 spells at Manchester United, but he did come back and sort of rack up a few appearances. He actually played quite often when he did come back. You kind of think it's one of those players come out of retirement, played a couple of games, but he was ever present when he did come back. So Josh keeping up with George there, but question 7. Who was the only player to have 2 statues at Old Trafford? So there is one player / person, obviously a person if they're a player, who has 2 statues at Old Trafford. If you don't know this, just throw in the message pass. But if anyone in the comments can get this one, make sure to smash it in the comments. Who was the only player to have 2 statues at Old Trafford? Obviously some very famous ones.
I'm just going to throw a guess in.
Sam and Josh have gone the same answer, but it is George. He's freaking away with the correct answer there. Dennis Law. He obviously has the one with Sir Bobby Charlton and George Best, the United Trinity outside, just in the Old Trafford forecourt. But Dennis Law has his own one in the Stretford end, so inside the stadium, which is a little bit unique. But in the back of the Stretford end is Dennis Law. Adam, obviously knew Adam would know that one. Big fan of the Lawman. But we will move on to question 8. Obviously my favourite shirt number. Which player wore the number 8 shirt in between Nicky Butt and Anderson? So Nicky Butt wore the number 8 shirt. Anderson wore the 8 shirt. Which player held the 8 shirt before that, or in the middle of those two? All 3 have that one correct. Good to see. Wayne Rooney. I thought, in my opinion, I think that's quite a hard question. All 3 just smashed that out really quickly. But I think a lot of people actually forget that he wore number 8. I think the number 10 was so sort of synonymous with Wayne Rooney.
I guess with that one, the goal that stands out is the one against Newcastle in number 8, where he's just with the volley.
Oh, he's got plenty of them. Actually, besides takeaways, he's scoring great goals again, but a lot of his iconic goals did come in that number 8 shirt. Obviously, the hat trick, but the Newcastle goal, those chips against Middlesbrough, Portsmouth or Middlesbrough, I think was the same. But he obviously did score many iconic goals in the number 10 shirt as well. But we will move on to question 9. Manchester United were formed in 1878 and known as Newton Heath LYR Football Club. What did LYR stand for? So Man United were formed in 1878 as Newton Heath LYR, but what did the LYR stand for?
We don't need the correct spelling for this, do we?
Don't need the spelling, just the roughly 3 words. But we all remember the kit, the famous green and yellow kit type thing. We all remember that formed as Newton Heath, but the complete name, Newton Heath LYR Football Club. But what did LYR stand for? Josh and George have gone that one correct. Move here, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. So obviously a lot of people refer to United as the Railway Reds. But Newton Heath, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. But we will move on to question 10. In the 2011 Champions League final, Wayne Rooney scored, but who partnered Wayne Rooney up front? So we obviously remember Barcelona dominating possession and putting on an absolute masterclass. But who was the second striker with Wayne Rooney on that night? So I'll give you a little bit longer on this one, maybe. Josh and George correct there. Sam has gone past.
I was passing on the other one, but I'll throw in one. It's an absolute guess anyway.
Well, don't look at the screen because the answer is on the screen, Sam. So don't look at the screen.
I haven't looked.
But I'll give you half a point if it was going to be him. But if it was Chicharito, was obviously the correct answer. But I'm not sure if Chicharito did touch the ball that game. I'm not sure if he did because Barcelona obviously had possession for 99% of the time.
I don't think anyone touched the ball that game.
United touched the ball at all.
Yeah.
I think you talk about sort of moments and sort of stats in Man United's history. A lot of people now forget Wayne Rooney has scored a goal in a Champions League final. I remember the 2 in '99 or Ronaldo's goal, but Rooney's goal, which was quite a good finish, sort of gets overlooked.
It's been in the game at half time. 1-1 at half time.
Personally, I don't even think we were that bad. We just came up against the best team of the modern era, at their prime.
Yeah.
In both 2009 and 2011. But that 2009, we had a chance. I think maybe if the ball goes forward, we could maybe score. But unfortunately, in 2011, we never actually got the ball to go forward. So 2011 was a different category. But we'll move on to question 11. The famous night in Paris a couple of years ago. We all remember Rashford's penalty, but who took the shot that led to the penalty being awarded? So remember, it was a handball by Kimpembe. Adam saying here Rooney scored first. Did he not? I think Pedro scored for the first goal.
Pedro scored first.
And then equalised 1-1. Then went back in half time. And then that was all she wrote. But all three boys getting that one right. Pretty easy, I thought, that one. Diogo Dalot with the shot. If it didn't hit Kimpembe's hand, it would still be rising. It was going nowhere on target.
Yeah.
And so that was such a lucky shot, that, because the shot was on for Diogo Dalot, but it was a horrible shot. Thank God it hit the guy's arm. And obviously the rest is history. But we'll move on to question 12. In the 2017-18 season, we were knocked out of the Champions League 2-1 on aggregate by Sevilla. But who scored Man United's goal? So knocked out in the 17-18 Champions League to Sevilla 2-1 on aggregate. Who scored United's goal on the two legs? George, the only one to get this one correct.
I was going to say Lukaku. But I thought there's going to be a one matter question in there.
A trick. I don't know if there's a better one.
It's coming.
I went for a classic Jose Mourinho Fellaini special.
He actually scored the game before that.
Yeah, right.
It was a weird one, that, because I think it was quite late on. It was so outplayed. It was such a bad feeling. But then Lukaku scored quite late on. You thought we're back in it, but obviously just too big a mountain to climb type thing.
But even then, we were still 2 goals back, because it was the away goals. We would have been out at 2-2 anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely came too late. But we'll move on to question 13. A point for each correct answer. So you can get 3, or you can just name 1 or name 2. But name the 3 Uruguayan players to have played for Man United. So I'll give you a little bit more time. If you're in the comments, feel free to smash the comments out. But I'll give you a point for each correct answer. But there are 3 who have played for Man United.
The first one in my message, Tom, is the one I'm iffy on. I had a feeling he is Uruguayan, but I'm not sure.
Well, you got those correct, Sam?
Yeah.
And just waiting on Josh's answers. Correct. Everyone got those. Oops. Everyone got those ones. Diogo Forlan, Edison Cavani, and Varela. Obviously, Varela actually played quite a few games, especially in that Van Gaal second season. And when he came back, he was actually the other trivia question with Guillermo Varela, David Moyes' first signing. We always think Marouane Fellaini was the first signing, but Varela was actually David Moyes' first signing. So there is a little bit of trivia for you, but that is not the next question. But the 3 Uruguayans, obviously Forlan and Cavani, obviously very similarity. Obviously Forlan took a while to start scoring, but you can obviously see the similarities. And Varela, I don't know where's George. Where's Varela playing now? Somewhere in Spain or Turkey or?
I think he's at Eibar now, Spain.
I think we played against him in the Europa League or Champions League at some stage last year, a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
well, I remember seeing his name on the team sheet somewhere.
Yeah, 2 years ago we did.
So we'll move on to question 14. Here we are, maybe one for the older ones, Josh. In the treble winning season, which player scored a penalty against Liverpool and was later sent off in the same game? So late on in the treble winning season, someone scored a penalty at Anfield and was later sent off in the same game. An actual crucial red card with the remaining of the season happening. It obviously didn't come back to bite us. Jamie here from Northern Ireland. Good to see you. Morning, guys. I'm working, so don't be able to comment, only listen. No dramas at all, mate. Hope you're enjoying it. I'm sure, obviously, you know your stuff, so I'm sure you're getting a lot of these right. But let us know if you want to watch it back with the honesty of no Google, and let us know how you're going. Let us know in the comments below, but hope you are well.
Adam was talking about
Christmas Eve.
Adam was talking about phone a friend. I think he might be the friend that I'm phoning for this 90s question.
Yeah.
90s one. Actually, I'll check the answers if they come in.
Yeah, they're in.
All 3 have that one incorrect. Question for that one. Penalty taker. Manchester United penalty taker. Who is he?
I'll have Scholes first and then change it to Beckham.
I went Andy Cole.
Sam, penalty taker in the 1990s?
Dennis Irwin.
Oh.
Dennis Irwin. Obviously was sent off for a second yellow, kicking the ball away in front of the cop. And obviously missed the FA Cup final. Was the FA Cup final he missed? It was obviously through suspension. It was a late red card in the Premier League season. And it was a shocking red card in regards to obviously missing crucial games type thing in the lead up to that treble winning season. But obviously didn't come back to bite us, which was very lucky. But I knew Adam would get this one, Dennis Irwin. Any penalty question in the 1990s, answer is Dennis Irwin. Maybe sometimes Eric Cantona. But we'll move on to question 15. In the 16-17 season, we played 2 Dutch sides in the Europa League. Who were they? So we obviously went on to win the Europa League in 2016-17. We played 2 Dutch sides. Who were they? I'll give you a correct answer. I'll give you a point for each answer. George has them correct.
The first one actually beat us 1-0 the first game.
In this kit?
I know. I think I got the second one wrong, but the second team wrong. But I know it was RVP, wasn't it? RVP came back and scored against us.
He came back and scored against us for Fenerbahce.
So you got the season. You do have the correct answer, though, Sam. You do have the correct answer.
Okay, sweet.
And
I don't know why I thought it was Feyenoord. It's PS3, isn't it?
correct answer. Actually, everyone got them. Ajax in the final and Feyenoord in the group stage. Obviously, both of the blue kit. Obviously, we did lose to Feyenoord in the first game, but I think we ended up smashing him in the second game. Was it 3-0 or 4-1 or something?
4-1, yeah.
Quite
Pogba 2 really nice goals outside the box.
I think that was in the middle of one of Jesse Lingard's spells of form where he turned into Messi. I think Jesse Lingard was on fire that night from memory, but we are closing in on the end of the trivia. 4 questions left or 3 questions left. Question 16. 3 players in the top 10 Premier League goal scorers of all time have played for Man United. Name them. So obviously Alan Shearer is the top goal scorer in Premier League history, but obviously didn't represent Man United. But we do have 3 representations in the top 10. So 3 players in the top 10 Premier League goal scorers of all time that have played for Man United. Name
I'm not sure if my first answer is still in the top 10.
There is a tricky one there. It's right on 10, so you might be thinking about it, George.
Yeah, I'll stick with the 3 that I've sent you.
I'll give you a point for each correct answer. So, George, you do have
message sent.
Yeah, I've got my second one wrong.
Is the first one still in the top 10?
Sam, you got 1 correct, and Josh, you got 2 correct. So the 3 correct answers.
Yeah, it's gigs.
Andy Cole, Wayne Rooney, and sitting in 10th, Michael Owen.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure about Owen.
I was sure about Owen. I wasn't sure that Cole was in there.
Oh no, Andy Cole's not second. He was second. Wayne Rooney I think is overtaken at second now, but Andy Cole was in second for a long time, and I think Andy Cole on that is almost the most disrespected striker in Premier League history. We talk about Rooney, we talk about Thierry Henry, we talk about Shearer. Andy Cole's in there and scored just as much as them, but he's remembered quite
didn't take penalties either.
Yeah, no, but a lot of obviously Michael Owen in there. A lot of his goals obviously didn't come at Manchester United, and Andy Cole obviously had his spells at Newcastle, etc., which he would have. So Adam he thought Giggs in there as well, but he's surprised that it was Michael Owen. Yeah, that was the one that obviously threw everyone. He is sitting in number 10. I'm sure someone will overtake him soon, whether that be Harry Kane. We're talking Harry Kane in the Alan Shearer record, so I'm assuming Harry Kane's got a break.
Kane's already beaten him.
Oh, he's in there, is he? Okay, fair enough. So I'm sure Michael Owen will slip out of the number 10 spot at some stage. I'm sure he'll have some fascinating insight to offer us after he does that. But we'll move on to question 17. Who am I? Now, some of you, George and Josh, I might have asked this question to you before at a meeting, but hopefully not. 17. Who am I? I played against Manchester United in the Champions League during the 1998-99 treble winning season. I then joined United the following season. I don't expect you to get this one, Sam, a little bit before your time. You can have a stab at it if you want. But who am I? I played against Manchester United in the Champions League during the treble winning season. I then joined United the following season. So we obviously remember the famous Champions League run. Played some big opposition. One of the players actually signed for United the following season. So think of the clubs we did play against on that run. I'll give you a hint that it was in the knockout stages that we played this team. I'll see if any answers are in. This is a hard one in the comments. If anyone gets in the comments, this one, double points. It's a very hard question, I feel. But I will see who gets it right.
A hint for the guys in the comments. This player also played for Arsenal.
That is a comment. So George does have it correct. I have just seen. Close, Sam. No, not correct, but close. I like it. Josh has got it right. So George and Josh, I'm not sure if you have heard me say this one before, but no one in the comments has put it through yet.
Not that one, that was a new one.
Mikael Silvestre. So obviously played for Manchester United against Inter Milan. Remember that Inter Milan team, Diego Simeone, original Ronaldo, etc. Obviously Mikael Silvestre, and signed for United the following season. That is a tough one, but one of my go-to questions for Manchester United trivia. And I think we might have one more or go into a tiebreaker before we score. We've got one more, I think. Who provided the assists for the 2 goals in the 1999 Champions League final? So remember the goals? Who got the assists? So replay the goals in your mind. Maybe the commentary helps. So actually, if you just replay the commentary in your mind, the commentary should tell you who gets the assists. Obviously, the names before the goal, but
I don't think it does for the first goal. I don't think his name's in the commentary for the first goal.
I think he is. I have to go back. And listen to it.
He's in the commentary for the first goal.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
So Josh has it correct. Sorry, that was George has it correct. Josh, you've got one answer in.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's 2.
Oh,
True.
okay.
There's 2 players. 2 players.
I've got the second one. There you go.
I'm just sending Sam.
Josh has them. Just waiting on Sam's last answer. Sam, you got one of them right. Obviously, the 2 answers: Ryan Giggs and Teddy Sheringham. Obviously, Ryan Giggs with the scuff shot, right-footed volley from the edge of the box with Sheringham poked home. And obviously, Beckham into Sheringham, and Solskjaer has won it. So, Teddy Sheringham, obviously,
of course,
with the crucial assist for the winner. It's both of them you wouldn't really class as assists. Like, they weren't sort of directed passes to sort of set up a goal type thing. One was a scuff shot, and Sheringham, I'm sure, was trying to sort of just flick it on, hopefully sort of get it into the back of the net type thing. They weren't sort of Paul Scholes sort of through balls type thing. But they are the 2 players with the assist. But some points there for the boys. This is the last one before a potential tiebreaker, which we might need to go to. We'll see. Question 19. The famous match which saw United lose 3-1 after changing kits at halftime against Southampton. We'll remember they came out in grey kits, came out in the second half in blue and white kits. Who scored the goal for Man United in the blue kit? So it's a game that always pops up on YouTube or on this day. We all remember see the footage of them coming out at halftime in the new kit. We won the second half 1-0. Who scored the goal for Manchester United?
What year was it?
No idea for this.
This is 96.
96.
96. So it always pops up on this day, Southampton 3-1. Sir Alex Ferguson changing the kits. You always see the interviews and player reactions. We did score a goal, so it did work. We came out and won the second half 1-0, but obviously lost the game, so no one really remembers it. But if anyone does remember the actual goal, because we did win that second half. Just take a stab at it. It's mid-90s.
Yeah, I took a guess.
Stab, yeah.
Josh's guess is correct. Ryan Giggs.
I just remember the blue kit in the end. I thought it was Solskjaer at first. I didn't think he was with us then.
Oh, and I got Beckham confused with the Villa game when he scored that one in the 3-1.
The blue kit. Well, one of my favourite kits. I think they always bring these remakes back, like the 92. I think they should bring that blue kit back. I absolutely loved it. But we are going to a tiebreaker, and I think it is actually tied. We'll count Sam in, I wouldn't say last place, I'd say considerable third place. You're in third. But I'll just try out these scores: 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 5, 10, 15, 20. You wouldn't believe it. I don't know if you can see this, but George and Josh are both on 21 points. So it is going to a tiebreaker.
Like
now, what I'll do...
It feels like George has got every question right today. How's he doing?
Yeah.
I got Andy Cole wrong, and I got that last one just wrong.
Maybe I have to go back. Maybe I've done my scoring wrong, but we'll see. It sets it up for a nice finale anyway. But I'll put this between George and Josh. I might have done the scoring wrong, but who knows? It might be corrupt like UEFA's pulling the balls out of the thing. I might have set this up perfectly. But what I'll do, George and Josh, there is a tiebreaker question. Now, you can just hit your buzzer. George, you call George. Josh, you call Josh. And you can either pass this on to the next person or answer it yourself. If you answer it yourself, you have to get it correct. If you pass it to the opponent and they get it wrong, you win. If they get it right, they win. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the tiebreaker. So don't jump in too early. You don't know if you want a little bit of a think about it or if you think what your opponent will, how strong they are. But make sure you get your comments in the live chat if you think you know this one. But the tiebreaker. So this is between George and Josh. Buzz in when you have your decision, whether you want to take the question or throw it to your opponent. But the tiebreaker. Name the order of Manchester
Josh.
United's penalties? Okay, we'll go Josh. Just let me get the list up so I know. So Josh has gone for the order of Manchester United's penalties in Moscow. Let's go. Oh, yeah, actually, give yourself, if you want to give yourself 5 seconds to regroup, and I'll put you on the spot. Are you confident to go now?
Fuck, actually, I don't think I should have done that. Actually, it's just the second one I'm struggling with. I know like the third, the fourth, and the fifth. I'll go Carlos Tevez was first. I'll give you the third, the fourth, and the fifth.
Yeah.
So Ronaldo was third, Hargreaves was fourth. I think Giggs was fifth. Nani was. Oh, sorry. Giggs was. Oh, fuck. I passed it, George.
Well, you did get it incorrect, the Nani one.
No, Giggs was second.
Giggs was last. The one
No,
you're
Giggs
thinking
was,
of?
Giggs was 7th, wasn't he?
Giggs was last.
Yeah.
George, know who that
Yeah.
second player is?
The second player.
So Josh passed one. Carlos
Yeah.
Tevez took the first one. Do you know who took the second penalty?
Do I know who took the second? Carrick, wasn't it?
Michael Carrick.
Wasn't it? It was Carrick.
So
yeah.
George takes this out for Josh getting that one wrong. And look, at the end of the day, George might have got that right if my scoring was incorrect. But George has won it in terms of it was Michael Carrick was second, Carlos Tevez first, Carrick second, Ronaldo obviously missed in third, Owen Hargreaves fourth, Nani fifth, Anderson came off the bench, taking 6-1, and obviously Ryan Giggs with the. Do you call it a winning penalty? I think it was kind of the winning penalty. It was the one before Edwin van der Sar's save.
Anderson was lucky man in that penalty. I just didn't know.
He just smashed it down the middle. He didn't know what he was doing. That was a tough spot by Anderson. We sort of criticised Solskjaer last. Well, I didn't, but he got a lot of criticism for throwing those. I think he threw Juan Mata and Alex Tellez on quite late to take a penalty, and we criticised that, thinking you shouldn't be throwing players on fresh. I think Gareth Southgate did the same with England, type thing at the Euros, put these players on fresh right at the end for penalties, with so much criticism. Sir Alex Ferguson took Wes Brown off in injury time to throw young, 18, 19-year-old Anderson to take a Champions League penalty, the penalty after John Terry type thing. So talk about the situation he was under. But George has taken that trivia out.
What I'm thinking is that just on that final, if Fergie was going to bring on Anderson and have him as the 6th penalty taker, why even do that? How do you know the shootout's going to go 6 penalties?
I think you just take it. Okay, if it goes to sudden death, who do you want out there, Anderson or Wes Brown? I think just one of those ones, just you have a sub up your sleeve. Just use it just in case it gets to this situation where you find yourself in having to choose between Anderson, Brazilian left footer, or Wes Brown. Although Wes Brown obviously had a very good season, obviously got the assist for that in the Champions League final.
Scored first goal against Liverpool that season. I never forget that. I that's popped out for me. He's like, who do you want?
I still don't know if that was like his goal or was it an own goal? Was it off his back? Did Reina punch it in? It was sort of a combination of everything. But obviously Wes Brown scoring against Liverpool, not going to take that away from him. But Adam was obviously the main point of that evening, besides the trophy. How good was the slip by John Terry?
I'm pretty sure Anderson did keepy ups on it on the way to his penalty as well. Pretty sure it was
that wouldn't surprise me.
I remember the footage of that. Yeah.
But my footballing confession was I never actually saw the John Terry slip. When I saw John Terry walking up, I walked away. I couldn't watch. I just had it in my mind that he was going to win it. I actually started walking away when Nani hit his penalty. Ashley Cole hit his penalty, and it looked like Van der Sar had saved it, but Van der Sar pushed it in the corner of the net. And I thought, nah, it's done. Then John Terry walked up, and I left the room. Then obviously heard that John Terry missed, came back in, and obviously enjoyed the rest of the morning. But that is my footballing confession. My second footballing confession. Josh, do you remember what it is?
What's your second? I have no idea.
I said we shouldn't have signed Robin van Persie. We should have kept Danny Welbeck. Robin van Persie was going to be a bad signing. So that's another one off I did get completely wrong. But pleasure, boys, as always, chatting United. And obviously something a little bit different on Christmas Eve to obviously I'm going to crack open another beer before dinner. But do you enjoy that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, it's good. Thanks for having us.
Getting to momentum of football again. I forgot.
Definitely. Well, Larry and I will be back on, I don't know, maybe Sunday. No, I've got lost. It's that time of year I've lost track of days. What day is today?
And we're playing the morning of the 28th.
So today's a Friday. We are playing on Tuesday. We'll be back maybe Sunday night, Larry and I, with a Newcastle preview. Fingers crossed, obviously, the match going ahead. Man United look fully fit and COVID-free. However, what we've seen with Liverpool and Leeds on Boxing Day, it doesn't matter if Liverpool have a full squad. If Leeds have COVID, Leeds have COVID. So at the moment, we are at the hands of Newcastle and their health. Hopefully everyone is healthy and that match can go ahead. But look, who knows? The news changes every couple of days or every couple of hours now in England.
From Newcastle's perspective, when you know it's so easy to get a game postponed from COVID, why wouldn't you just keep milking it till the new year? Then you can sign players and
that's a definite loophole and issue with this situation. I'd love to see what that meeting was and sort of the details of what came out, what constitutes getting a game called off, how many players you need. I know they bring out these numbers, but who knows how accurate they are.
Not to accuse Newcastle of foul play, but come on, that's an obvious solution.
But it's what Newcastle should be doing. They get to January, get the transfer window underway, and strengthen your squad. But I don't care what happens to Newcastle; they're going down. I don't care who they're buying. Go and buy a player and put them on $200,000 a week. If a player is signing for Newcastle at the moment for money, that's not the player you need in a relegation battle. I think they're doomed, and I'm over the moon. I hope Ronaldo scores a hat trick against them again and sends them on their merry way down to the championship, only to replace by George will say, and like teams like West Brom are likely to come back up and continue the Norwich circus. But hopefully everyone in the comments did enjoy that. If you are watching on delay, please leave your score or some answers to the trivia in the comments. Or if you do know any good trivia questions you can use for next time, please send us a message. That would be good, because if people do enjoy this, we will definitely do it again. But if you did enjoy it, please do leave a like on the video. And if you are new, subscribe. That would be great. And obviously, I forgot, but Jamie reminded me, Merry Christmas. Hopefully everyone, both from Larry and I and the boys here, does have a good Christmas. Keep safe, eats a lot of food, and hopefully finishes off by watching United in a couple of days. Until then, guys, have a good one. Cheers.
Cheers.